President Uhuru Kenyatta has said that the Covid-19 pandemic has worsened the impact of climate change on African economies, noting that the continent's GDP for the first time in 25 years dropped by over 3% in 2020. The pandemic is causing a global health crisis and forcing economies to slow down due to the strict containment measures.
Program is a formidable.
President Uhuru Kenyatta spoke during a virtual leaders dialogue on the African COVID climate emergency organized by the Global Center on Adaptation and the African Development Bank. The head of state emphasized the need for climate action that supports sustainable development and post-COVID-19 green recovery plans to build back better, saying Kenya loses 3% of its GDP annually to climate change. Multiple systematic shocks are now simultaneously threatening African communities: a health crisis, an economic crisis, and a food security crisis, all compounded by the climate change crisis.
We gather to call upon all global leaders to demand an ambitious climate action, intensify resource mobilization efforts, and increase technical support to developing countries, especially those in the South, in technology as well as capacity building.
Covid-19 has driven over 40 million Africans into extreme poverty, and now African countries will require improved access to finance to be able to restart their economies and embark on a low-carbon, resilient and inclusive recovery.
The impact, therefore, of the Covid-19 pandemic on Africa's social economic development has been devastating. For the first time in 25 years, the African continent is experiencing a decrease in our gross domestic product, a decrease estimated by more than 3% in 2020.
For Africa to achieve its climate change adaptation agenda, President Kenyatta called for more private sector participation and support from development partners.
My administration is in the process of developing a long-term greenhouse gas emission strategy for 2050, and we aim to submit our strategy to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change before COP26 in Glasgow later this year.
President Kenyatta commended African COVID climate emergency and the African Development Bank for spearheading the Africa Adaptation Acceleration Program, saying the initiative will assist African countries to address climate change better.